I'm recording this, I guess, just for myself at this point, to keep track of homesteady dreams and how they come to fruition over the years. I have had a grow light that's back on that side table there, the brown one, for years, and I've never built a stand for it. I've tried to like janky set it up on tables and stuff like that, but I've never actually built a stand for it like I've wanted. So I'm kind of just clearing off some space so I can visualize that today. And I've got it planned out. I went and picked up the lumber earlier that's here. I've got like screws, sandpaper, stain, all that jazz. Just random bits and pieces from other projects in the past. Later, we're gonna talk seeds. I'll show you the patio a little more. It's very tiny and it's gonna be a very crunched garden. But, so that's kind of it today. I'm just gonna maybe do a little montage-y, Rocky Balboa style.
Rocky Balboa style.
Of me clearing off the table and hopefully getting a better mental image of what that's gonna look like there. So. This thing only got some 600 sandpaper. I might need to get, I mean, I do need to get something a lot more intense so I can take down those corners, those sharp edges. Oh my goodness. Let's let the goober in. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. And then to make it look nice, I've got some wood stain. It's nothing crazy, but we used this for our ring box for our wedding, actually, so it's kind of cute that it's the same container. I might need to get more, but I got it from the same hardware store that I got all of this from, Sig & Ace Hardware. I don't know if those are everywhere in the country. But yeah, so it'll be cute. I'll stain it with the same stain from our wedding. I got a bunch of screws, hooks for the chain. But yeah, so once we get seeds, I'll talk about those. I've just been saving like berry containers and random, you know, like peanut butter jars from the store, like random stuff like that. I'm not spending money on seed trays. I think that's kind of silly. If you can, like, go for it, you know, I would love to be able to, but here I am. Yeah, so I guess I will tune back in when I get seeds or when I'm further along with the project. I hope this goes well. See you in a minute. So some progress on these. I spent the afternoon and a good part of my evening sanding all of the rough edges on all of these 2x4s. And then I got the stain out. And it's just like a dark walnut kind of color. And I've just started staining. So I figured I'd go ahead and just show you guys. I sanded them with just these, they're like sandpaper block things. It made it a lot easier to do the edges than if I just had like sandpaper. But yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna do a coat just on one side of these, and then tomorrow I'll come back, flip everything over, do the other sides. I don't think I need to do another coat of it. Like, I like how dark it is, how you can still see all the wood grain and the knots and everything. I really like that. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now. I'll check back in maybe tomorrow when things are dried and drying, and I'm doing the other side. So, I've been Mod Podging away, getting that nice gloss on all the wood. What else is new? Basically, I'm just letting all these dry. Honestly, the Mod Podge turned out pretty good. I know I could have used like a wood sealant, but I figured it's just gonna hold a light and sit indoors for the rest of its life. It's not gonna be heavy duty, it's not gonna get rained on. Like there might be a humidifier somewhat near it and I'll water plants around it, but I think it's sealed enough for what its indoor chill purposes are gonna be. And I just really like the gloss on it. I think it looks nice. Only issue, and it's not really an issue, it's like the most minor cosmetic thing. Which piece is it in? I can't even find it now. Some of the pieces, here we go, here's an example, but some of them that have the deeper knots, like the Mod Podge kind of gunked up, and so it just kind of stayed white in these areas, but otherwise it's really not bad, and it's just for me, so I don't really care. In other news, well, that's all just kind of, it's basically dry already, but I need to make some overnight oats and let that dry all the way. But I decided to feed my sourdough starter. I started her a while ago. First off, I thrifted this jar years ago and I never had a real use for it. I think it's just the cutest jar on the planet. I am very novice at sourdough. I started her like a week ago. There's her birthday. Her name's Maribel. And she was doing really good for me for like the first 4 or 5 days, like rising consistently after the first 3. Like bubbling, full of air, just looking great. And then she started just like, I would feed her, she wouldn't do anything, and then the next day she'd have a layer of hooch on top. And basically, from what I found is, I think my apartment was too cold, because it's January here, so it's pretty cold unless I'm blaring the heaters constantly. But so I turned the heaters off because I was going to record, but I have been just kind of blasting the heaters in here this afternoon. I just fed her like half an hour ago, so it's fine that she's not up at all yet, but yeah. So it's kind of an ongoing journey. If it is just the temperature that I figure out and she starts doing everything for me again, then I'll probably try to bake with her tonight if I get a random impulse, or tomorrow. But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Hey, so I am making my coffee down here, just coffee and brown sugar, and then I have like a oat milk half and half type thing. But basically today is the day that I'm going to start actually putting the stand together, hopefully, assuming I can do it. And yeah, so everything is sanded, stained, and sealed. I'm gonna line everything up, mark stuff with pencils, like where I want the screws to actually go through, drill in pilot holes. And I just got this, it's like late January now. I got this power drill for Christmas this year. I'm 25. I've lived in apartments the entire time I've been an adult, and I've never really needed my own power tools. So, like, I've used them before. It's not completely foreign to me, but I don't have the highest hopes, and you shouldn't either. But we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna drill pilot holes, try not to break the drill bits. I've done that before. So I'm gonna try to just tell myself to go slow and give the drill breaks. I don't know. And pray that I can get the angles to just actually be 90 degrees and not have it be this like cattywampus thing. I'm hopeful, but not expecting it to be like the best. I'm trying to be realistic about it. Put this away. And yeah, so that's it today. I'm gonna prop you guys up on my bookshelf, and then But yeah, I'm gonna prop you up on my bookshelf and then probably just gonna put some music over most of this. I'm gonna throw on a long YouTube video and get to work, start chugging away. But yeah, it shouldn't be anything too exciting. I'll jump in if anything happens or if I feel like I need to explain what I'm doing. I kind of don't know what I'm doing myself, so wish me luck. Yeah, pray for me. So I tried putting the screw in. I used a drill bit that was too small, both in diameter, and I didn't like that it didn't go into the other connecting piece of wood. I moved a size up and it hits both pieces of wood, so we're gonna try screwing again. We have a joint. I think that's pretty nice. And I'm wearing black. That's not too shabby. Now we just have to do it a million more times. Okay, that was kind of a nightmare. I did not have a fun time. It was a lot of doing and redoing and then doing it again. But, you know, first like wood project. The first problem that drove me insane was these screws were sticking out like so far, and the drill was just jumping and it was kind of like shredding the tops of them. I had to go back in so many times and screw just in here and then just screw all the way through this part. Yeah. I got it. They're not completely flush. Like, they're really not. I don't know. I might try to find something. I don't know, because I'm also really just gonna set it on that table and not move it. So it's not like I'm gonna be dragging it around or anything where it's gonna be like scratching stuff up. And if it does scratch that up, or if I get worried about that in the future and I don't have plants on that table in the future, like I can throw a runner on it. And cover up some scratches if there are any. And like, that was an Amazon table, I'm fine with it. And then this table, Old Faithful, she is like this whole dining set here. This is a, let me turn off the video. But this whole dining set was my stepmom's dining set. She got it from IKEA probably like 20 years ago at this point. So it's it's been well loved. It's not like, you know, I'm ruining the table by doing this stuff on it. It's not in the best shape of its life. It wasn't when I got it, so it's okay. It's kind of the everything table, because apartment living. And it's like 18 degrees outside, so I'm not doing this out there. Yeah, this is basically built. Let me go ahead and just stand it up, I guess. And then we can look at getting the light actually attached. Yeah, these aren't flush, these screws, I know that. I'm fine with that, I think. It's just gonna be how it is. I mean, it feels sturdy. How does she look? Is she grand? Okay. And like the top screws, you know, one's flush, one isn't. One flush, one isn't. Like, so it is what it is. It's for myself. It's to start seedlings under. Like, it's not anything glamorous. It doesn't need to be. I'm just happy that the wood is stained and looks nice, and it's a nice color. If anyone wants to inspect the screws up close, then I'll just be like, I'm just a girl, and it'll be fine. I guess I'm probably gonna put it on the table, flip it back upside down, drill those screws in. I really don't want to pre-drill any more holes, but I feel like I have to, and I should, so let's do it. Let's do it. I'm not excited to do it, I'm excited for it to be done. And I do love the drill. The drill's working great. Like, I'm fully aware that this is all user error. The reason I'm so excited about this, I don't know if it's coming, I'm probably just coming across annoyed, but I'm also very excited to have this because my entire life, I have had like boyfriends in the past, my husband, my brother, my dad, everyone, like every male in my life, I have expressed how badly I wanted like an actual stand for my grow light. Whether it was made out of PVC or like just straight up PVC pipe, the simplest, ugliest thing. And they've all been like, yeah, I'll build it for you, I can do that. And no one's ever actually built it. So I'm just happy to finally be getting around to it. It might not be perfect, it might not be, you know, the most beautiful, but it's mine, it's here finally. So let's go ahead and finish it up so I can finally say, I've had that grow light probably for 10 years, since I was like 15, I'm 25. I've rigged it up on tables, I've just done brackets in a wall and had the light sitting across the brackets. I've done like weird things to use it in the past. I haven't used it at all the past few years because I haven't really done a garden because I was working full time and life has been stressful kind of ever since COVID for me. Who hasn't it been stressful for, let's be real. But yeah. Bad boys. Get the light. The lady of the hour. I really don't want to be drilling. I also just feel like a bad apartment neighbor. My neighbors are very loud most of the time and they kind of suck. And I feel like we're never loud. So I don't feel that bad, but I feel bad. And it's a weekday, so I'm hoping they don't yell at me to the landlord. And it's not quiet hours or anything. So I should be fine. I'm just, I don't want to be that neighbor, you know? But I also want to enjoy where I live and have a garden. So this is the price that we almost pay. Let me put my gloves back on. I used to work in a kitchen, like an industrial, bigger than a restaurant, I'll say. It was a university, big kitchen. And so I was used to my hands being just cut, burned, frozen, like scraped beat up all the time. And now that I'm staying at home, I have like healthy nails and I can like lotion my hands and I'm not washing them like 150 times a day because handling food. So it's very nice to have nice hands. Which is weird, I need to ask about that. But here you are. The other night, it was really funny. It was when I was sanding a bunch of wood and I put Bridgerton on. I love Bridgerton. I know it's silly, but like whatever, I love it. And my husband, he was sitting in the living room and I was doing this over here in the dining room. And he just looks up and he's like, "You're really just doing the best of both worlds, aren't you? Sanding wood and watching Bridgerton." And I was like, yeah, the duality of me. But like, I don't know. Do what you like, do what makes you happy. They can be contrasting. It's fine. Okay. See if I can get this in my hand. So far, so good. Okay. That one wasn't perfect. Let's wait for the last one. The last real part of this. Okay, she's going, she's going. Oh! Guys, we nailed it. We nailed it! Yeah!
That actually was from the Breakfast Club.
I just have this chain. It came with the light. They also have more of it at the hardware store, so if I need more or different lengths or whatever, I can just go get more. It's really cheap. Let me say goodbye to you guys briefly. I'm gonna clean off that whole table, clean up the dining table, and plug in the light and take a closer look at it. Okay, here she is. She's very tall on this table. It's not, you can probably tell, but it's not like a perfect 90. I have to kind of push the legs apart a little bit to make the light fit in with its cord over here. But it's fine. It's not like the most perfect thing ever, you know, I didn't like do any bracings in the corners to make everything like completely square. That would have been, I don't know, just super unnecessary for what this is. The light hangs perfectly. I need to work out where this cord is gonna go, so it's not just trailing over all of my dog things. I've got the soil tucked in right down here for now, until I kind of reorganize a lot out here. These are the hooks. I checked they're rated for 30 pounds, so that's totally plenty. For this light, I just hook it, have the excess hanging off, so it can go lower if I need it to. Seed starting tray. So yeah, like when I actually have seeds in there, I'll probably drop this down to like as close as I can get to the plastic without heat being too much of a concern. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's everything. I think the wood turned out really pretty. I mean, obviously there's some kind of gunky pooling areas of the Mod Podge. Like, it's my first time ever using Mod Podge or anything like that, or doing anything like this at all. So overall, I'm not too mad about it. I think it's pretty cute, very functional. I will probably use it for many years until it falls apart on me. Oh, and this is how the dining table looks when it's not covered with all of my shenanigans. But yeah, so thanks for tagging along with that. I might just go ahead and make this its own video and then come back when we do seeds because I don't know how long those are gonna take to get here. But yeah, there's my work. Thanks for tagging along. We'll see what happens. Step 1 of tiny porch patio garden complete. Here's a little better look at the patio that we're working with. Right now I just have, this is empty. That one pot, it's so bright, oh my gosh. That one pot, it just has some bulbs in it for some grape hyacinth. I had them stored in a bag inside and I noticed they started kind of sprouting. So I figured I would put them in some dirt and put them out. It's still freezing outside, so they're not gonna do anything just yet. Table, disarrayed chairs, because it's too cold to really go out there. And then my grow. So what I'm planning on doing is keeping that square table out there, putting these chairs into our storage room, and then I'm gonna get a longer, skinnier table to go along basically just right where the chairs are. And so then I'll container garden everything up on the tables. Because if you look up like balcony, you know, apartment balcony gardens on Pinterest, a lot of people have like railing where it's like hollow throughout and sunlight comes through their rail. Mine is solid wood, like nothing comes through there. So if I had plants down here, they would never get any light. So I'm elevating everything, and then my landlord is weird about having stuff on the railing, so I'll probably move that. Luckily we live on the back of the property where there's just a park over here. And this tree gets so beautiful in the summer. You'll get to see the tree come in and get all blossomy and buddy. It'll be great. We'll probably keep the grill just right over in that corner. I'm hoping this looks like a jungle and we can do like a before and after thing. Because this is what it looks like right now. Pretty barren and dead. But yeah, thanks for tagging along on that first video and first project and first anything. Yeah. It'll do. It's a little janky. I'm happy to have it. It'll do. Thanks. Okay, bye.